So guys, do you want to hear a joke?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Elephant.
I do not get it.
Oh God. I got Hannah curious about the Somnium Files, and I told her about a certain thing about the game, about how that game has made it so that I cannot not laugh when hearing the word elephant anymore.
I need to get into that.
Yes.
Anyway, but first, we need to get through Danganronpa. Okay, when last we left off, we had...
Homicide.
We had just done an investigation about the murder of Ibuki, and now we're off to go watch a video.
Yes, the murder of Ibuki, and nobody else that matters.
But first, let's cat jam.
Have I ever told y'all how I cannot... Speaking of words that I cannot hear without something happening, I cannot hear the word homicide, especially on news shows anymore, without the first few notes of this song playing in my head.
I can never hear hope the same way again.
Say also that.
You're not gonna be hearing the word shit.
I know that there was a detective show called Homicide.
Why, hello there, Hajime. I knew you'd come here. That means you noticed it too, right? The case this time is an imitation case in which the killer used that movie as their theme.
Noticed, you say. I didn't notice. Everyone else noticed and they told me. Oh. Hajime actually says that in just a second.
Ask and ye shall receive.
I wouldn't know. I haven't watched that movie yet.
I see.
Then you really should watch this movie first.
Hey!
Hey! Manager! A customer's here!
If anyone ever did that at my work, I would kill them.
Did you call me? What?
Huh? Hajime's the customer.
Do you have a problem with that?
What are you gonna do?
And you said you didn't want to watch it, but I knew you wanted to see it all along. If that's what Tsundere Hajime looks like, then you're really a tough guy. You're so devoted to being Tsundere, you even bought the Monokuma sticker for $1.5 million.
That's because you kept bugging us to buy it.
Hey, that price only applies if I don't kill you before I pay.
That is a good point.
I just want Monokuma to be a part of the half-bloody serial killings now.
Huh?
Oh gosh. You paid $1.5 million for a sticker?
It's nothing.
Listen up!
In exchange for not watching this movie, Hajime paid $1.5 million for a Monokuma sticker! Come on, since we're talking about it anyway, why don't you show it to Nagito?
I mean, it is a good sticker. Stop it! But my resistance was in vain, and Monokuma reached into my pocket and took the sticker.
Ta-da!
See? It's this one!
I'm sorry I was born stupid.
Stick that on the back of Hajime. No, not Hajime. Stick it on the back. Stick it on the back of Nagito.
Stick it on my forehead.
What? This for $1.5 million?
Shut up, Nagito. You have no taste.
But in the end, he's still gonna watch the movie.
Who cares about that anymore? Just hurry up and give me an invitation ticket.
Here!
Okay, here you go. It already says so on the invitation ticket, but it's only effective today at this time. By the way, I can only give away 1 ticket per person. You only have 1 chance to watch it for free. I've already stamped today's date to the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat.
Ah, okay. So now I have an alibi that I was here at the 13th at 4 a.m. 10:04 a.m. Don't worry, I only plan to watch it once.
Look forward to it, okay?
Then I'll go prepare the projection reel. Please wait a bit, okay?
Hey,
Hajime, about that invitation ticket, I strongly recommend you keep that safe.
Huh? Why?
No reason, just think of it as a protective charm.
Nagito and I have the same idea, I'm thinking. I guess I should just wait until Monokuma finishes his preparations.
Talk to Nagito
You know-
again.
The worst thing about talking to Monokuma during an investigation is it interrupts homicide.
Yeah,
I
that
suppose.
is true.
possible.
Hajime, I can't believe you bought that thing. And you paid $1.5 million for it, too.
But even you said you should have just settled it with money to get out of seeing that movie.
You're right, but that means I would have had to buy that thing, you know?
I am mad that Nagito's objection is not to paying that much money to get out of seeing the movie, but to getting that sticker. Like, come on. That sticker's a work of art.
I would happily put that sticker on my car.
Yeah, I would put that sticker on me.
Just slap it on your ass cheek.
I was gonna go with my forehead.
Same difference.
More people are likely to see it on my forehead. Anyway,
I'd
just
stick
leave
it
me
on the back
alone.
of Nagito.
Zintal also makes a good point.
No,
Why
no,
not a sticker
no.
album? Hold on! I'm still in the middle of preparing. Don't rush. Don't rush!
Are you sure?
Hasty boys get hated, you know. They might even get hated by boy bears, too, you know. Well, that's a tragedy we can't need to avoid at all costs.
Joke's on you, Monokuma. I've hated you ever since you were created.
You can hate me all you want.
Your approval fills me with shame.
Ooh, you know,
Hey, wait a
I'm
moment.
gonna steal some popcorn. It's a food shop. A lot of things like popcorn, sandwiches, and drinks are all arranged here. I don't think this pertains to the incident at all. That's not why I checked it, Hajime.
Eat the popcorn, Hajime.
Yeah.
Shove your face into the machine and gobble it down like Gundam's hamsters, Hajime.
With how
Sounds very
Shinji Monokuma is, that popcorn is probably stale
Oh.
as fuck.
I think I know what I'm supposed to do. I need it right, the bag to check out.
Yup.
That reminds me, that item should be on top of the counter. This one looks like a tote bag made of hemp cloth, with a decal of Monomi's face on it. You know, maybe this whole thing would have been, wouldn't have happened if you had only paid the 1.5 million for the tote bag instead.
But the tote bag wasn't costing that much.
If the tote
He
bag
didn't
is
even
gone,
say it was cheap.
that means...
What's this?
Whoa there! Were you interested in buying that tote bag?
Too bad.
Well, that's just too bad. It's already sold out.
Who'd you sell it to?
You're so stupid.
Stupid! There's no way I'd fall for that. There's no way I'd say something that would reveal who the killer is. So the killer bought it?
Shocking.
Ah! Ah!
I remember you said there was only one because it's a limited item, right?
It's not limited to one. It's more like it's limited to one person.
What's the difference?
Hey,
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers in with bonus prizes.
For some reason, hearing you say that pisses me off.
What, you never heard of the buy one, get
well
one free?
now.
No, it's the more like he absolutely has. It's just that hearing Monokuma say that it's a fucking or it's a marketing tactic is really irritating.
I mean, anything coming out of Monokuma's mouth is irritating.
Now then, I should forget that I carelessly made a slip of the tongue.
Now then.
Looks like the preparations are complete. So please enter the theater right away.
I can't wait!
This is exciting. Exciting!
Let's go.
Welcome to the worst movie ever. According to
I
Naughty
will
Chow.
be.
I
I
mean-
will be right back.
I don't know, I'd say
okay.
the room is pretty bad.
Oh, what's pretty bad?
The room?
I've seen worse.
I apologize for keeping you waiting. World-famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that reduced American audiences to tears.
Of boredom.
The Wizard of Monami 2.5D will be screening shortly.
From the title alone, I have a bad feeling about this. 2.5D. That sounds so half-assed.
Good fucking gods, the taking
Robin,
the piss out of
please relax
themselves
and enjoy
continues.
the film.
Oh my god, I just noticed the graffiti on the side. The
Wait, what?
naughty so on the right-hand side it says Naughty Bear. On the left-hand side, someone just graffitied, "This movie sucks."
Oh my god.
That's great.
How much? You want to take bets on who did that? My bet is fuck. I can't believe I already forgot her name. Rocker girl.
Ibuki.
Ibuki?
Ibuki. Yes.
I would have gone with Fuyuhiko.
Fuyuhiko wouldn't have been here. Well, rather, he would have, maybe, but he definitely would not have had enough energy to put in graffiti.
Right.
Oh
he's
yeah,
been-
right, 'cause he was sick.
Sick.
Sick with harakiri, maybe.
Yeah. Sick with blood loss.
Now then, what?
My guesses are maybe Ibuki did the one on the right and Soda did the one on the left.
Yeah, I could see that. Now then, please relax and enjoy the film.
I've got my 2.5D glasses on.
Monokuma was born in a remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates. One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise
What?
and was whisked away to Monami's country. Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he began his journey to see the wizard Monami, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monami scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide, the Monami scarecrow hanged herself and died. He also met a Monami lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows. He also met a Monomi Tin Man who was missing a heart. So Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron. After a lot of other stuff happened, Monokuma finally reached the wizard Monomi, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monomi.
Something about that delivery, just, that sort of like child movie explanation voice saying beating the crap out of.
Yes.
And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her. With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury.
Oh, what? I don't know what's more ridiculous.
And he lived happily ever after. The end.
I don't know what's more ridiculous. The fact that he enslaved the people, or that they had pensions for him to take.
Phew! Man, movies are the best! That drama was so moving that I needed 2 boxes of tissues, one for each head.
Oh my god. Oh.
Speaking of Monokuma being a jerk.
So,
Now then, let's meet again at the class trial.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Bayonara, bitches!
I'm too disgusted to even let out a sigh right now. That's all I can say to describe this situation.
God, that movie was awful.
You know what would be perfect as a reaction shot? Suk, you would know this. Date from AI, the Somnia's file, is I'm tired of your shit face.
Yes! We'll get to that eventually.
Indeed.
How was it? Actually, I don't even have to ask. I totally expected your reaction.
That was honestly the worst movie I've ever seen. Is it even okay to call that a movie?
Well,
But thanks to that movie, now you know, right?
Yeah. Just like he said, the characters who were killed in the movie match the victims in this case. Ibuki's death by hanging matched the Scarecrow's death in the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko's suspended body matches the lion's death too.
As close as you can. Thank fuck they didn't copy the Tin Man's death.
Well, yeah, what I was thinking was because she was sliced to die, I thought hers was to emulate the Tin Man.
but
It would have been a complete imitation if the killer killed 3 people, but it seems that wasn't possible. Perhaps the killer is upset about that right now? Or...
If the killer's main goal was just an imitation murder, they should be upset about it, but I'm not sure if that's even true.
Remember, some people kill for no reason, so... It's possible this killer just decided to go, fuck it, I'ma stab people.
Let's see. Right,
I still cannot get over the fact that the bar is called the Titty Typhoon.
yeah.
It's so great.
Chiaki,
Oh, how do you make?
I'm lost, help me.
Of course. Well? Remember, Hajime, have you ever tried looking at a strategy guide? Not that I would need it, though.
I refuse.
That makes you a true gamer, dude. Anyway, I feel like I haven't been here in a while, even though it's really only been a few days.
Hey, you prepared that surveillance camera unit, right?
hey, hey!
Oh, right.
Press
Yes.
X to doubt.
Sorry. Yeah, so, I didn't make any weird modifications or anything. It's not like I'm suspicious or anything.
Didn't you get this from that shady-looking alley where all those machines were lined up?
Right!
Yeah, I just tweaked it a little.
Then, if there are other surveillance camera units, would it be possible to transmit a signal to the hospital from those cameras too?
Man.
No, that's impossible. Originally, surveillance cameras and surveillance monitors are only used as part of the same unit. The video that was filmed with the hospital camera can only be viewed on the hospital monitor. The video that was filmed with the music venue camera can only be seen on the music venue monitor.
Hey,
But if I left it like that, we wouldn't have been able to communicate, so I decided to swap the cameras.
So that's how you guys were able to view the hospital footage from the music venue, and vice versa.
However, each surveillance camera unit manages its broadcast based on a specific number. So, even if you bring the same model camera or monitor, you won't be able to interfere with the signal.
Well, I learned something new today.
I mean, it's basically the same principle that allows different computers on a network to talk to each other, and make sure that the right thing reaches the right recipient.
That
Yeah,
makes
these
sense.
days cameras are all just use IP, so they're just basically devices on a network.
Listen, man,
like any
I
other
make
computer.
I just stage the computers. I don't know how it works, but if I have any questions, I'll ask you guys.
Well, essentially, they have a number attached, and every other computer on the network gets that number. They just ignore everything that's not their number.
Ah, I see.
Meaning, even if another surveillance camera exists, it'd be impossible to broadcast with it.
huh?
However, I didn't just swap the cameras. I modified them and increased the wireless range. If I hadn't done that, we wouldn't have been able to use it.
You're right. You did work on that.
Kazuichi, you did a good.
Oh, I should investigate the lobby. More about the camera? There's a surveillance camera unit on top of the reception desk. As long as the music venue's surveillance camera unit is destroyed, it's impossible to broadcast with this.
Seeing it makes it look
Hajime.
like a PS Vita. PS Vita.
I like I said when I first saw it, that's a PSP.
Yeah, Dragon Cat. We were thinking about computer networking.
Yeah, because my job has to deal with providing. Well, I won't, for sake of, so I don't spoil company secrets and shit. What I basically do is that I help, basically, computer stuff for retail, help retail companies with computer stuff, like providing them with computers and crap, basically.
Oh, by the way, Earth, just so you know, in case you are wondering, we still have not gotten to the place where we can find the last Monokuma.
Okay.
Hey,
Anyway.
Hajime, there's something I want to ask you. You first discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue, right? But why did you go to the music venue? You had a reason for that, right? Did you see something with this camera?
That's right!
Oh, I also wanted to ask you that. It'd be different if the surveillance camera unit could record, but it's only good for household functions.
I love how they keep calling it a surveillance camera, but let's be honest, it's a baby monitor.
Yeah.
Hey! Tell me, Hajime, or else I'm gonna dive kick your face.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I saw a strange video in that surveillance camera unit. It showed the music venue stage. There was a black curtain hanging like there is now. But the whole display was pretty dark because they were just using candlelight. There was rope hanging from the ceiling, and beneath that there was a stepladder on the floor. And right away, a person wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head appeared. I didn't know who it was because their face was covered, but now I know that must have been Ibuki. She walked straight to the stepladder, and without any hesitation, she climbed that stepladder of her own free will, and then she grabbed the rope, and that's all I saw. I just realized something that might be important later.
What's up?
What?
When we found the body, I was able to see Ibuki's hair coming out from beneath the bag, and that was part of the giveaway that, yeah, this is definitely Ibuki. But you don't see it here.
Huh.
Whether that's a missing detail or whether that's actually important, we'll find out later.
Yeah, maybe this. You never know. This could be a trick.
The candlelight being used must have been snuffed out or something, because the screen went dark all of a sudden, and it wasn't displaying anything anymore.
Man.
Well, if the candlelight goes out, obviously nothing will show up. Modern surveillance cameras have infrared functions, so things can still show up even in the dark. But the one I got from the machine alley was a really old model.
Hold it.
Well,
At the time, you said you didn't know the person wearing the handbag was Ibuki, right?
Yeah,
You didn't know it was her, but you saw she was trying to hang herself. So you rushed over to the music venue to try to stop her.
but I didn't make it in time.
Hey,
Still, if she climbed the stepladder on her own, does that mean she committed suicide? Wouldn't that mean she's her own killer?
Ibuki committed suicide? What do you think, Chiaki?
There's no doubt Ibuki climbed the stepladder on her own, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt.
If so,
Someone is making a lot of noise.
Sorry.
you.
Hey, don't think for so long. If you don't know, just be honest about it. I'm honest about it all the time.
Well, of course she doesn't. There's no way we'd be able to figure that out so easily.
oh yeah, I need to investigate the conference room on the second floor. I'm heading over there.
What the heck? She ran away all of a sudden.
She said the conference room, but why would she mention the conference room all of a sudden? Also, I might just be overthinking, but did she seem a little upset? Okay, Akane, I'm gonna talk to you in just a second. Shouldn't be anyone inside. I should look some... But that's the room Ibuki was in, wasn't it? Oh well.
now then.
Phew. I'm finally getting back to my normal self.
All right!
Hajime, help me out with my recovery. You can touch my boobs if you win.
You don't need to bribe me with anything to get me to help with your recovery.
It's good to see that you're up and about, Akane.
I
Get
mean,
hungry?
In this case, the recovery would be Akane punching you in the face repeatedly.
No thanks. She was bearable when she was quiet. It'd be so much better if she was still feeling me after... Hajime? What the fuck?
That's a little bit rude.
Wow, dude.
She'd beat me up if I said that out loud. Yeah, and you deserve it.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Anyway, why are you here?
Hey, hey!
Well, I've never been sick or hurt before, so I had no idea, but... Hospital gowns are pretty comfy. I think I might as well keep wearing one.
Don't tell me you plan to wear hospital gowns from now on.
That's the idea, but looks like they're out of stock. Looked like there was one gown for each patient's room, so thought there'd be more in the empty rooms.
There weren't any gowns?
Yo!
Yep, that's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagito was wearing. If I had no choice, then I should just use Nagito's. It's a unisex size, so it'll probably be able to fit in it. So I'll probably be able to fit in it.
That's actually important information.
Hold on. What happened to the gown you were wearing?
Huh?
Are you saying I should wear the one I already wore? That's gross! And wearing the one... yeah.
Wearing clothes someone else was wearing is even grosser.
Like,
No! Wearing in clothes that somebody else who was sicker than you is even grosser.
Yeah, let's not go there.
No time to dilly-dally. I totally left Mikon back at the music venue. Crap, I gotta go back soon.
Well, it's okay since I already investigated the music venue, but leaving her on guard duty was a bad idea.
Well, if we see, well, when we see Mikon, we can ask her what shot she's been taking.
I just had to check.
What are you checking?
Let me guess. Is there a recreation of the crime scene in here? What's this? It's pitch black. I can't see anything. Where's the switch?
hey,
Don't turn it on.
Huh? Chiaki, are you there?
'cause
If you turn on the light, it's gonna be fully exposed. It'd be embarrassing.
What?
What? What's fully exposed?
Hey, Hajime. If you poke out your eyes, you can turn on the light.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna poke them out?
That was my line.
Oh. Oh, shoot.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna poke out your own eyes?
I'm not gonna poke out my eyes.
aww.
Aw, bummer. Troll fail.
No sooner did she finish saying that, I heard the dry sound of curtains being drawn. There was a flash of intense light that stung my eyes a little. I squinted my eyes until they started adjusting to the light. And I saw Chiaki had finished opening the curtain that was covering the window.
That's a big
Hey,
curtain.
hey.
Were you surprised?
Surprised? I don't get it.
Well,
I got it.
Got what?
see?
The curtains in this conference room are designed to completely block out light. There's a projector in here, so they were probably careful about light shining through.
See?
See? A black curtain that blocks light, and it's also long enough to reach the floor. It's perfect.
A black, light-blocking curtain. That's why it was so dark. So, is something wrong with it?
I'm still in the middle of investigating, so it's a secret.
Yep, she is upset. But still, what was all that about? The bit about it being embarrassing if I look and troll fail?
Nope.
I just wanted to mess with you.
Yep, she's definitely upset. Why is she acting so childish? Bad time to take a drink. I thought Chiaki was gonna say something. I guess I'm done investigating the hospital. I should move on to a different place. I mean, I was kind of wondering if there might be something in the staff room.
Okay, I just turned off push to talk because I don't think anyone else is gonna be coming in to talk to me or anything, so.
Okay, that's the exact same text I got when I first came in here.
I have a feeling that Chiaki knows something that we don't.
Most likely yes.
But I think we can put the pieces together of what she has an idea of. No, since we didn't, we haven't gotten to an area that hasn't yet. At least I don't think.
Okay, we already checked out the music venue. Let's check out the motel.
Since I'm not going to be voicing anyone, I will be right back. But also, just before, hi Ginfu Yuhiko, hi Gundam, how are your hamsters doing?
Well, how are your hamsters doing?
More all powerful than the deepest as depths. Words. More powerful than the most evil of demons from the netherworld.
Glad to
So
hear
they're
it.
doing good? That's good.
I just remembered. I never went inside any of the rooms in the motel. Plus,
Give them many pets for me, please.
I don't even know where Hyoko's room is. It might be faster to just ask someone.
Hajime, where's your stand mask?
So you have appeared.
You're here, right? Come on out.
Huh? Are you talking to me?
I can see you. Did you really think you could hide your presence like that?
I wasn't trying to hide in the first place. Hey, which room was Hyoko staying in?
Listen well.
Open the door to the center room. However, are you prepared? Make sure you pray to whatever god you hold dear, and you might want to bring an extra pair of underwear.
I wonder, how does this guy talk to his parents and teachers?
Probably
He
like a
does
huge
so-
nerd.
That or he does it actually really formally.
Damn
Hi,
right.
Yuhiko!
Hey Hajime, can you explain it to me again? What happened when you first discovered Ibuki's body?
It was the same as when I found it with you guys. Ibuki's body was hanging from the baton lighting. However, there was no body discovery announcement made. That's why I went to get you guys. I met up with Chiaki at this motel, and when we were about to go back to the music venue,
I get it.
You met up with Mikan and me.
and when we went back to the music venue, the entrance door wouldn't open for some reason.
I see.
So we had no choice but to break down the door, and discovered Hyoko's body was suddenly there too.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Hey,
This is the most important part. When you arrived at the motel, who else saw you besides Chiaki?
As I recall... Didn't you hear me? A body was found.
Body? Ah!
Could it be? Do you intend to spread lies like Nagito in order to confuse us all?
Besides Chiaki, I also saw Gundam and Monami.
I see.
I see. So Kazuichi and Sonia didn't appear, huh?
Do you think those two are suspicious?
Like,
Nah.
Well, Hyoko was killed. Between the time you saw Ibuki's body and when we broke down the door, right? So obviously those two are the most suspicious since they weren't with us.
That might be it, but
While we're at it, let me tell you my alibi too. When the morning Monokuma announcement woke me up, I went straight to the hospital. I saw Mikan panicking in front of the hospital. I asked her what's going on. She said Ibuki disappeared.
so you guys split up and looked for Ibuki, huh?
well, yeah.
While we were circling the island, we came to the motel and saw you guys there.
Did you see anyone else while you circled the island?
Well,
No, We went to the movie theater in that street full of machines to look for Ibuki, but we didn't see anyone. Are you implying I don't have an alibi because I didn't run into anyone? It's unreasonable for you to doubt me.
I don't doubt you, Fuyuhiko. You don't, despite you talking the talk, you don't seem like a guy who would actually kill people. Well, wait, he is Yakuza, never mind.
The time that Mikon and I were on our own looking for Ibuki wasn't very long.
I mean, I don't think he'd kill people. He would just cut off their fingers.
Or something like that. I don't know. Fuyuhiko doesn't look like he killed anybody. Neither does Sonya or Kazuichi, because Kazuichi wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah, I do not... I feel the same way about Kazuichi that I felt about, God, what's his name? The fortune teller from last game. Hero, from last game. And that, like, they have no capacity for, like, lying to anyone.
Exactly. Yeah, I get you.
Like, if they were the murderer, it would be over in 5 seconds.
Anyway, in that short time, there's no way I could have killed Hyoko and wrapped her around the pillar with duct tape.
It's true. I feel like there wasn't enough time to do that after I left the music venue. But the fact is, Hyoko was killed, and we did discover her body.
Huh?
What? Do you still doubt me?
No.
Jeez.
Well, I'm used to it. It's true, I've done things that I deserve to be doubted for. So don't worry. Even if you doubt me, I don't plan on dismembering you and encasing you in concrete.
You're giving me flashbacks to the Famicom Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind, but that's neither here nor
Making me
there.
think of Odd Taxi.
Was that indeed an Odd Taxi?
It was indeed an Odd Taxi.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt you. Anyway, I'll be back.
Alright. I'd want to know in advance what I'd have to do to end up like that. Okay, so he said, the middle door. Oh, it marks it for me. Looks like it's locked, but the key was inside her kimono. Maybe if I use this... Hajime, you have solved the simplest puzzle in any of games. It opened. Just as I thought, this key was Hyoko's room key. As if there was any doubt. Alright, I should go inside.
New area.
So, Hyoko was staying here. She only stayed here a few nights, so it doesn't really feel like her room, but I feel a little conflicted.
Oh my!
Did the door open?
Yeah, Hyoko put the key in her kimono, so I used that to open it.
I see.
Sonya, why are you here? What? Did something happen?
No, it is just... I am starting to believe it might be my fault.
Her fault? What does she mean?
Earth, would you like some gyoza?
No thanks.
Okay.
The bed
Wait.
isn't messed up. It doesn't look like she was abducted during her sleep. There's a mirror, but it's so small and rusty. There's no way anyone can use this. Hello, amigo!
There's your third one. I mean, fifth one, so you've got half of them.
No, that's all 5.
That's all 5.
I meant over the course of the game.
Oh.
Oh.
The moment Hyoko came to this motel, she completely shut herself in this room. She was afraid
That's
of
me.
the despair disease.
That was me. She was afraid of the despair disease, so she was cautious of you guys too, right?
However, her fear for the disease was not the only reason she locked herself in her room. She had another reason.
Besides that disease, what other reason would make her lock herself in her room?
Perhaps.
Her kimono.
Her kimono?
Yesterday, I went to go talk to her. Since she had been in her room for some time, I told her it might be good for her to go outside for a bit. She kept the door to her room locked, but by coincidence, it was not locked at that time. And then I saw it. Hyoko was crying and struggling with her kimono sash. She did not want to smell bad, so she took a shower, but then she could not tie her sash anymore. Mahiru is no longer with us, so I believe she was having trouble with it.
She didn't leave her room because she couldn't tie her kimono, huh?
You are right.
The others might have thought it was just a silly sash, but it must have been a serious issue for her. Hyoko told me that she learned how to tie her sash from Mahiru. That Mahiru kindly taught her the basics.
That's why she wanted to be able to tie her sash on her own.
Perhaps.
She probably could not forgive herself for not being able to do it, especially since Mahiru taught her. I could not really understand her feelings, which is why I said what I did.
What did you say?
Hyoko, by chance, are you having trouble wearing your kimono?
Stupid! What are you saying? Of course I can do it! Because Mahiru taught me. That's why I can do it on my own.
If that is the case, how about you do it someplace where there is a mirror? Do you remember the full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue? If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, I am confident you will be successful. Also, shutting yourself in your room like this may be bad for your health.
And that was when she kicked me out.
It cannot be!
Could it be? Hyoko remembered that.
Are you saying she went to the music venue to wear her kimono? I can see that happening. Hyoko locked her room and made sure she put the room key inside her kimono. I can't imagine that she was abducted by someone. If so, that's weird. Hey, did you tell anyone about that before the incident? Or was someone listening in on your conversation?
I never told this to anyone, and I do not believe anyone was listening in on our conversation.
Nobody knew? If that's the case, how did the killer know Hyoko was going to the music venue? Something's wrong. I don't see anything else that looks suspicious. There's no sign that someone made a mess of her room, and I don't think she was forcefully abducted. I feel like I couldn't really find any important clue. Oh well.
Hello! How's everybody doing? It's me, Monokuma! Yay! Awesome! The class trial's gonna start, you know. So, make sure you guys come to Monokuma Rock ASAP! I'll see you soon!
Wow.
Yay, don't not...
This seems quick. It's already time. So, this again. I need to go to that place again. But now's not the time to be a coward. The reason Ibuki and Hyoko became victims, in order to find the truth, the only thing I can do is go. Like, I will say, this trial feels different than other trials that I've done in the past. Usually I have a fairly good idea of, like, what went on. Here, I have basically no idea.
Interesting.
Also, hooray! We've reached the point where we don't have to do any more voice acting. I can eat my dinner now.
Well, I still have to do voice acting.
Well, actually, there's a little bit more.
Everyone who heard the announcement had gathered in front of Monokuma Rock. And soon enough...
Welcome! Is everybody here? Do you guys want to go to the class trial?
No.
Wait! Hey, jerk! Hold it right there!
Monomy's such a dumb child.
What? Don't get in my way! You're just a dumb little sister who's short a few brain cells.
Hey!
My brain works just fine.
Hey!
Monokuma, what did you do with Nekomaru? I see. So you've come to avenge him.
That's...
Avenge? That sounds like he died. Sounds like, you say. Oops.
Anyway,
since Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he's absent.
bye-bye.
Now then, I gotta go first.
I won't let you.
Ah, hold on! I won't let you escape!
Thank you for voicing that for me, because I just literally got back.
Yes.
Hey, did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru is dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn it!
Of course he's not dead. There's no way. Not in a million years.
Well...
More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, every one of us except Nekomaru will die!
Wait, that sounds a bit off. Why would it be everyone except Nekomaru?
Well, presumably because Nekomaru didn't take part in the class trial.
Yeah, but I mean... Oh, whatever.
It doesn't make sense, yeah.
Why are you so excited about that?
Of course we're excited about shots.
I was gonna say the only outcome where that would be the case would be if Nekomaru was the killer and he got away with it.
Huh.
Yeah.
How about it?
Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail.
What do you yearn for?
What are you saying, Feed? You'll find out soon enough.
Hey, Sue, can you do me a quick favor?
What?
Who voices Gundam?
I can take a look at that real quick.
We can look that up during the class trial.
Yeah.
Then let's go.
I'm gonna do it!
Alright, let's hurry up and get this over with.
Yeah, you're right.
The best part about the class trials is that it gives us opportunities to talk about random stuff without having to voice anybody.
True, but it's still difficult to talk while the computer is voicing them.
True.
So, Gundam's English voice is Chris Tergliafera.
I have never heard of them.
Neither have I.
We stepped onto the escalator and ascended toward the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And that's when I suddenly noticed it.
When you see a lot of Xenoblade actors, it's like you've barely ever heard of them before.
I noticed our lined up silhouettes kept getting smaller and smaller. But I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward.
Okay, so...
And when everyone was inside Monokuma Rock...
He voiced Volg in Chocobo Mystery Dungeon.
Really? Here's a question.
Yeah.
Who do you...
Oh!
What?
He voiced Fugen in Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh.
He's also Avdol in JoJo.
But I haven't watched the English JoJo.
Alright, so here's, before we start, Your predictions.
I have no idea at all.
Yeah. He actually said while you were gone that this is the first trial that he has no fucking clue what's going on here.
Yeah. I have absolutely nothing. Like, other times I've had at least some theories or maybe some hopes. Here, I've got nothing. No idea.
Welcome to
Head empty.
Welcome to how I started every class trial.
The elevator began its deep descent as usual, but nobody said a word. As we stood there,
yes, Taz. Just keep going.
As we stood there, trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper.
Yes, Taze. He takes the deep himbo approach. Head empty, only murder.
And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors opened slowly, almost tantalizingly so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And I walked into that place.
To be fair, I think I did have some of my own theories, but they almost universally turned out to be massively, horribly. And besides, I honestly feel like I like it better when I just go with the flow and enjoy the ride.
I mean,
I can feel that.
Let's see. I believe the only one that I was correct on was Teru Teru.
Yeah.
That's the only time across both games where I had an idea who the killer was going in, and I was correct.
By the way, if you hear any background noise, I finally got my AC in because my fan broke.
Oof.
My! It feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats.
Well, two people got killed at the same time, and Nakumaru's not here either.
Hey!
Is Nakumaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No!
Why bother?
That's...
Nani? Oh, I get
Well,
it. I get why. Because he's not the killer, obviously.
Yeah, he has the perfect alibi, and he also was unable to investigate.
Exactly.
Now then, let's begin!
Yahoo!
It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial! Please enjoy it to your heart's content!
And so, the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyoda, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all of my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away.
Kinda reminds me of me.
Hiyoko Seonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. When I was with her, all my pain and suffering came back. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish and foul-mouthed. The person...
Wow.
I will never stop being rude to her, because she never stopped being rude to me.
Exactly.
The person who killed those two is among us. I definitely can't believe it. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost. For our sake. For our friend's sake. For Ibuki and Hyoko's sake.
You should have just said for Ibuki's sake.
Yeah, I realized after, like... Sometimes when I'm voicing lines, I just get into the state where I'm just reading what's in front of me without even really, like, processing what I'm saying until I say it. And so, the curtain to the third class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Okay, let's see. I believe I set my skills earlier, because I was doing stuff off camera.
The despair disease and 2 consecutive murders. The thought of a third-class trial fills the remaining survivors with despair.
Oh,
Why would the disease be a motive?
So
Why
check.
did you and hang yourself? And why did Hyoko's body suddenly appear? And more importantly, who cares? Survive the class trial, where mystery begets more mystery.
So check. We should not put "Screw you, San Diego" in front of Earth's face.
What? I don't get what you just said.
It's a reference to Anchorman.
I have not watched Anchorman.
Wow.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person...
Even in death, Hyoko is short.
Yep.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out.
My question is, why isn't Byakuya wide, then?
Good question.
Yeah.
You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not alone.
At Pekka when you get,
I don't really get it either.
Yeah, I'm taking a look for both Pekko's and Nekomaru's. But so far I haven't gotten a good view of either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Soda, shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that?
Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 in the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
Don't give me your sarcasm.
I tried to stop them, of course. I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Okay, I do have a slight idea for what's going on. I think that a dummy version, that Ibuki and Hyoko were killed significantly before the assumed time of death, and that a dummy version of the murder site was made. The broadcast was done by someone else wearing the other bag. Granted, I'm not sure why someone did that or who it would be, but that's what I think happened.
Why the motel?
That's a possibility.
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there.
I heard nothing. What did you say?
I said that if if you ask me, if someone did create like a dummy scene for the crime, it would have to be the killer for the sake purpose of like
right,
probably causing a trap or to fake an alibi or something.
I just realized something. The
What?
only person I can think of who would know that Hajime was there to receive the transmission, which would basically be the only point of like doing that dummy in the first place. You know, it only makes sense if they know someone is there to receive it. The only person who knew Hajime was there was Mikan.
Interesting.
At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed Ibuki was gone. So I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
God damn it, I hate that I was sharing my one brain cell with Kazuichi right there.
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
Huh?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Oh god, is he really
Do you
gonna
doubt
do
me?
this?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
It's just as Kazuichi said. Nagito's the kind of guy who will just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it! I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that.
You bitch.
Alright, what can we use?
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Am I seriously about to refute Nagito's comment with the very thing he told me to keep on hand?
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
I am
That
getting
would
a little
also
bit
be a
of echo from
lie.
someone.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
No, that's wrong! I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Hold on a sec! You're the one who brought this up in the first place!
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
God damn it, Nagito!
Stares directly at the camera.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
What a
Are you
waste of
sure
time.
about that, Nagito?
Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway. Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Well, no.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I don't know. I ran a few laps to get my my virtual pet up. I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes.
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two! Sonia and Kazuichi!
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! Is this his professional skill?
The killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it?
My cat is being weird again.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together, and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The kid.
Okay, let's see.
What do you got?
I'm just double checking.
Yeah, that I know. That's what I mean. What do you got for truth bullet?
These 3. I'm using a skill that restricts it to only 3 clues.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. I think it might be the glob.
By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the...
Wait a second.
You think they could have...
That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together
3 statements.
And suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Well, it's obviously not the blue one because of Hajime's comment here, saying that someone contradicts the truth. So I'm definitely not agreeing with someone.
Yeah.
So
the killer was still inside the music venue.
I don't think...
By locking the door from the inside.
Maybe try that one?
No, that's wrong!
It'll them out.
Yeah, because they could apply it and then close the door.
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob? Like rubber, maybe?
Rubber cement. It's probably. It wasn't rubber at all. That semi-transparent glob was rubber.
Yeah.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
It tastes like glue.
It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I still don't understand why she put glue in her mouth.
I mean...
You know those kids who used to eat paste back in elementary school?
Taste and mouthfeel is a accurate way to identify a number of different substances.
It is. It really is.
But you gotta make sure not to swallow it.
Like, if you don't do that, you're not making use of all your senses.
I didn't know glue was edible. I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched.
Oh shit, Sook, I just remembered. I didn't take the candy you gave me.
Oh no.
Ah.
Guess you'll just have to meet up again and pick it up.
Yep.
By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door,
now I'll
they
never
must have
know
sealed
what
the venue
ramen
door from the
soda tastes
outside.
like.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter.
Existed.
The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Also, let me double check something in my truth bolts.
What do you? What's up?
Do I have a picture of the door? Because no, I don't. I remember something stuck out to me about the shape of the door handles and how like it didn't really seem that you could use a drumstick to hold that closed.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia. And me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Thank you, Soda.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Quit being
Shut
a
up,
centrist.
Monami.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
Mikon, that statement is not helping the fact that I suspect you.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they must have done it earlier than that.
Earlier?
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hiyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Looks like paper to me.
That scrap that was stuck on the baton lighting in the music venue. Now, I should be able to figure out what it is. I mean, it's the same as the wallpaper that's around the pillar.
Yes, thank you, Dragon Cat. Like, there's some stuff where, no, just don't fuck with it.
Well, look at that. It's exactly 9 letters.
Fuck.
Oopsies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you know what this one is. Oh no! Careful, you gotta suck up all the L's. You only need the W's. Oh, that's a lot of A's. A little bit too many A's. Oh, nice use of scoopage. Uh-oh.
Dang it.
Easy.
I got it!
Sorry, I was trying to, do shenanigans and go for points.
That's scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Acceptable.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
What does the red design mean?
I don't know.
Does it
Right.
just say Kitty Tab
If
food
you
on it?
overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
Oh yeah, I should
I
mention
see.
this one.
So
Oh,
the
wait, never
scrap
mind.
that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
Yes?
Nothing. It's just that I won't be able to stream Cuphead tomorrow because something fudged up, and the laptop I ordered will not be coming in until later.
Well, you wouldn't be able to stream it tomorrow anyway because tomorrow is Monday.
I meant to say Tuesday. My bad.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you
Anyway,
guys
I
were
think we should keep
exceptional
going.
enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
What's up?
I said I'm gonna get going.
But first, I have to offer Chiaki's words of wisdom.
Hajime, remember, you must seek the truth. Pursue it at all costs. And point your finger dramatically and say objection.
Will do.
Good luck, Earth. I'll see you guys on Tuesday, hopefully.
See ya.
Take care,
Have a good
everybody.
night.
Have a good one.
That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body? If I trace it back from there, the answers should become clear. Alright, let's give this a try. Let's see. What were the controls? A, accelerate, B, brake, Y, jump. Okay. So here I am, doing everything I can.
I see this and I just want to play the Sonic 2 special stage.
It makes me think less of Sonic 2 and more Sonic and Knuckles. It was hidden. Or no, not Sonic and Knuckles. Knuckles Chaotix. Question 2. What the killer used to hide her... Come on, this is insulting. Wait, why is my health drip, like, not full? Has it been...
Because you fucked up. You fucked up during the, hangman.
Oh, okay. Question 3. They covered the pillar. Yeah, I actually had this thought when I found the evidence. I remember that.
It's all coming together! I got it! Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there. However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Oh, I see. They wrapped it around the lights at the top and let it drape down from there. That's how it was able to, like, there were no bumps.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
Oh my god, Dragon Cat, I would love that.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So you...
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. Their plan took too long. Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monokuma 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
Huh. The subtitle does not match.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
This is the only one that makes sense.
I see! The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
Right, she had bloodstains on her feet.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Gundam, what the fuck are you doing?
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
You're one to talk.
Thank you, Kazuichi. Anyway, if this continues, we're just gonna talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something? Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, 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 I say! It doesn't even pierce my heart!
I love how everyone just said, that's impossible.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence!
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that! Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye! Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But Are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status.
You know, story time. Very brief story though. I'll just say, in elementary school, I knew someone exactly like Gundam.
However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
What's this guy?
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the You can't step on blood that was never the... Just about... Did you see a nice nightmare?
I can't back down! As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hyoko's.
Hyoko was taped to the pillar, yes, then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar. You should feel It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power. Hyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. Then it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel proud of yourself. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Damn it!
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's... Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the...
Let's see. Okay, it's Y.
There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut through those words! That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
I didn't think I was gonna be punished for seeing what the full argument was.
Don't say such foolish things! You don't have proof of that at all!
Gundam, why are you acting like this? Are you the killer?
Yes, I do. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Oh?
Huh? Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
Huh? Suicide?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Random laptop.
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hyoko's death. but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
No, that's not possible. Because someone had to have taken down the wallpaper around Hiyoko.
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
But why, though?
She hanged herself! Remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that!
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Huh?
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
Gundam forced her to do it with the power of his baleful eye.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place. But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
Correct.
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I want to say maybe 5:50 a.m.
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki...
Dragon Cat, I feel like if someone was possessed by Taka, they would not hang themselves. Hanging yourself is against the rules, and Taka would never go against the rules.
Yeah, if they were possessed by Taka, they would have ran into a wall, Kool-Aid Man style.
Yeah, probably.
That means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Hayden is not welcome in the school
We just have to
environment.
find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence!
Sonia, Mikan, and Fuyuhiko.
We can...
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can
So that was after the announcement. That seems utterly irrelevant.
And what about the others?
Right before the morning, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
Shut up, Kazuichi.
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Shut up, Kazuichi!
Thank you, Chiaki.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
Unless Mikan extremely messed with the time of death.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Huh?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
The killer had a different reason? If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then whose? And what kind of trap is it?
Huh. That was a much quicker intermission than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And with
This
that,
chapter feels short.
Yeah, although, speaking of short, with that, it's about time to stop for the night, so I will go ahead and, we will find out what sort of trap it is next time.
Yes, thank you all for watching.
I had a lot of fun. I am still very confused. But, in 1 week's time, all shall be revealed. But
of course.
Until then, I shall see you all next week. Or sooner, because we also have Paper Mario on Thursday. I have no brains.
The last of them.
But,
Hey Earth, may I suggest someone to raid?
Who did you have in mind?
So far, what?
Thank you.
As in, yes. Zophar's domain, Zophar.
Okay. Chill streamer?
Anyway. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Alright. With that said, thank you all for showing up, and I shall see you all next time. Later.
Bye. Bye, Inara, bitches!